What's going on, guys? Sam here. This is Mike. We are back. It's been 2 weeks, and this is wrestling. This weekend wrestling, man, get my words right. Number 7. And man, can I say the last 2 weeks have been hectic as hell. Sorry, guys. The last time you saw us was Survivor Series review, and can I say Survivor Series was great. We missed a lot. We've missed This Week in Wrestling number 7. We missed This Week in Wrestling number 8. And we also missed the last pay-per-view, which was TLC. But what we're going to do is we're going to just talk about everything. We're not going to actually go singular Raws, singular SmackDowns, or anything like that. We're just going to talk generally about wrestling today. You guys, let us know what you think, please. In their comments, like there's a comment space for a reason. So please put your comments down. Talk to us. Let us know what's going on. How you think wrestling's going. Mike, how you going, bro? It's been a while. I've been speaking to you online. You've been going through a few things, man, and I absolutely, Bozzy fam, we all absolutely understand what's going on. We hope that you're all right. Dude, are you ready for This Week is Wrestling? Come on, man. Words. This Week in Wrestling, number 7. Are you ready for it?
Oh, man, I've been ready for it, man. And I apologize 1,000 about not being here for everybody, including you and everybody else out there in La La Land or YouTube land or Google Hangouts land or in land, just in your head in general, And it's going to be thank you all for tuning in and hanging out with us today. And um, like you said, though, we have missed a lot of wrestling, and it's basically due to my fault, ladies and gentlemen. Do not take it upon this gentleman here. He has been a total friend, and he has actually been there through thick and thin and waited on me till I got to where my head was okay to actually come back and do a live stream with him tonight. Thank you again, Bozzy, for waiting on me. I
No
commend
problem,
you,
sir.
and I humbly thank you. But that further explanation should be null and void now because we're back and we're going to be better than ever.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be sick. I'm really excited. You're lucky. You had one pay-per-view out of 3 where you could have sat out. You sat out on last week's. Do you want to know something funny? Every prediction I made, I got right, so I would have been champion on Monday just gone. So I understand that why you left it out.
Oh,
Um,
listen at him. He thinks because he got all his predictions right is because I took it off. No. I gave you a break from heart failure, because I didn't want you to have 2 major heart attacks back to back, sir. That's what had happened. And me and you both.
Yeah.
But I'll let you think you got everything right, man. I'll let you go with that one. Okay, I'll let you go with that one.
Guys, this is it. This is This Week in Wrestling, and this week has been pretty. Oh well, this last month has been pretty good. In wrestling wise, there's a few things I'm confused about. There's a few things I'm not 100% about. But let's get right into it. We had an amazing, a good pay-per-view called TLC that just occurred. That was the SmackDown's own pay-per-view. What were your thoughts on that pay-per-view, Mike? And where do you see the SmackDown brand going after that? Because in my mind, there were a few things that shouldn't have happened, and there are a few things that should have happened. But I don't know. There's have they shot themselves in the foot by doing it that way? Have they shot themselves in the foot by doing it that way, or have they sort of put themselves in a place where they can actually skyrocket to the next level? Because honestly, it actually feels like if you've watched TLC, you would have known that Ellsworth turned heel. So we saw a heel turn on Ellsworth. He cost Ambrose the title. He also cost Ambrose the title on Tuesday as
Uh,
well.
spoiler.
No, we're not going for. Oh, haven't you seen it?
Yes, I have. I have seen everything. I didn't watch Raw at all because I tried to
See,
avoid it.
See, I've watched absolutely everything, and the thing is that um, we're not going to go one by one. We're just going to talk generally about what's been going on in WWE because I think it will just confuse people, and it will take the show to a 3 hour show instead of just an hour and a half show because we've got quite a few weeks to fill in. But I'm quite surprised at the
Of what they did.
Yeah, at the turn, I'm quite surprised at that. I thought he would have he would have helped Ambrose win, if anything, and that sort of surprised me. What were your thoughts on that whole fiasco there? And do you think SmackDown shot themselves in the foot in that area, or do you think it's going to go to a point where it's really confusing. I was very confused at the end of TLC, to be honest.
Well, I'm not confused. I will go tell you this much. I wasn't happy with the way Ellsworth did what he did. He hasn't completely turned heel in my way of thinking, because I honestly still believe he thinks that him and Dean Ambrose are best friends. Um, because if you've seen what he did on Tuesday night, he tried to shake his hand, and Dean Ambrose gave him the dirty deeds, and then walked right back out the ring. And then later on in
Yeah,
the evening, the main event, he came out there and he was trying to tell the referee that Maurice was, interfering in the match, and and I liked the way, not Morrow, but the way JBL said, "Look at that little turtle. Look at him. He don't even know what he's doing out here. Look at him." And then mentioned to him, and he goes, "I wish Dean Ambrose would have put him back in his little shell and sent him packing back to where he came from."
we can't
Now,
see your face very well, so you
you
might
can't
want
see my
to.
face.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Okay,
That's better.
sorry about that. Sorry
No
about that.
probs.
But again, I do believe that the way everything's going away in Ellsworth's head right now is that he
Hmm.
honestly believes he can beat AJ Styles for the World Heavyweight title. Now, going to happen. AJ Styles told him earlier on in that night, "Hey, I will beat you. I know when to quit. Dean Ambrose is going to beat you, and he won't quit. Do you not understand that?" And he said, "Well, we're best friends, so whatever you say to me, I'm not worried about that." And I'm like, "Dude, are you kidding me? You're not best friends with Dean Ambrose. Because if you were being friends with Dean Ambrose, you would have not have pushed him off a ladder." Well, he understood
Yeah,
because I want what's mine. Understandable. Even AJ Styles, everybody in that whole arena, including AJ Styles at TLC, was like, "Are you kidding me right now?
yeah,
You got to be kidding me. Why would you do a thing?" Even Daniel Bryan on Talking Smack was like, "What did I just see? What just happened?
yeah.
There's
It was.
no way that should have."
It should. That's the thing, man. Like, has SmackDown shot themselves in the foot because in one view you've got Ellsworth who is loved by the WWE universe. Let's just face facts here. People actually
Happened.
support Ellsworth. He was like
Yeah.
before he did that, he was like really loved. Now this whole Ellsworth thing has gone dry and sour because of the fact that that happened.
It hasn't
You know?
turned sour. No, I'm gonna tell you what has happened. In my personal opinion, and they had to do what they had to do. Ellsworth was not supposed to be over like he was. It was supposed to be a couple of times he did a thing with Dean Ambrose, and then poof, he was supposed to be off TV.
Yeah,
But the major majority of the people decided to pull for Ellsworth because he is the hapless romantic. He is the underdog. And everybody loves a true underdog because that's what 99% of the population of the world who watch wrestling on Monday or Tuesday night are all rooting
yeah,
for the true underdogs.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, and him turning heel like that, everybody's like, why would he do that? That makes no sense. And just like you said, it makes no sense. But to make people hate him or turn against him because he actually thinks in his brain now that he actually has a fighting chance,
Yeah.
everything you can do or say to this guy now is because I'm better than you are.
Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely get where you're coming from. See, I honestly, in my opinion, I think this whole Ellsworth thing has gone stale. Like, I think the whole, like, him being in the world title picture is ridiculous, to be honest. I think he should be in the cruiserweight picture. It's just bringing that WWE title to a place where it's now in the same line as the Universal title, whereas the WWE title was always above because all the fights that the WWE that people were having for the WWE title were all clean victories. Now it's been messed up because of this dirty finish, and that to me is wrong because honestly, the reason I watched SmackDown pay-per-views and loved SmackDown pay-per-views was because all their titles were contested cleanly. Whereas in Raw, you've got Chris Jericho interfering, you've got other people interfering. It's just like that was what was so different about both brands. This has really made things um, interesting, but also not compelling in a way because now I'm sort of like, okay, where's the difference here? Where's the line drawn now? Because it just seems
Well,
that everything is the same on both brands now, and that to me is quite upsetting.
yeah, I can agree with that, and I can see where you say that, but in the same token, though, one bad finish does not equal several hundred bad finishes on Raw
Yeah,
that we've both watched and witnessed. Because on SmackDown, there's only been one, and that was at the TLC pay-per-view with Ellsworth interfering. Now,
yeah,
let's go and take in consideration of all the times that dirty finishes happen on Raw and at Raw pay-per-views, including Survivor
yeah,
Series. It was a SmackDown dirty finish, and yet there was two SmackDown dirty finishes on Survivor Series. And let's just be honest. I mean, the cruiserweight title match between Kalisto and Brian Kendrick,
yeah,
and then you have the Intercontinental title match between Miz and Sami Zayn. Both of those matches ended in dirty, dirty finishes. Both of them again with SmackDown superstars, and that doesn't mean that the heavyweight title picture should be any different.
yeah,
You have Kevin Owens's title defenses equals Jericho interfering. Now on SmackDown, you have AJ Styles winning either A, dirty or cleanly. Well, dirty, he is the champ that runs the camp. He is the face that runs the place. He is the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. There is no doubting that man. And I don't know if you watched 205 last night, but Corey Graves, of all people, stated and saying on 205 that just because one man's actions does not create or discredit what that title brings to the table.
yeah,
The Universal title is and always will be a lesser title. The heavyweight title, I do believe that Dean Ambrose should get an actual fair shake at the title, and it should
yeah.
be at Royal Rumble. That's just my opinion. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to try to promote Dolph Ziggler to the main event, or even Baron Corbin, which I really hope and pray to God they do not do. Um,
For me, what I think is going to happen, I think Dolph Ziggler will now get a chance at the title picture. He's been running for the Intercontinental title. I think the way he lost the Intercontinental title so shortly was quite it sort of showed that they didn't trust his leadership in that Intercontinental title area, but at the same time, it sort of opened the doors for him to be able to then go and go for the main title. You know, he won't win it. Of course, he won't win it off of AJ Styles. There's no way of that. I think the person who will win it off of AJ Styles will be John Cena or Undertaker. But it does seem like they're going in that way with Dolph Ziggler. But yeah, that's enough of that. We've got a new women's SmackDown champion, and honestly, I'm actually really pleased about this. At TLC, we had Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch for the title. Great match. I actually really enjoyed the match itself. And Alexa Bliss has finally toppled Becky Lynch, and she did it clean as well, which was a great way to put her into that place of leadership there. And I really like the fact that she has the title now. What are your thoughts about it? We've got a Harley Quinn champion, man. How hot's that?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I watched this match 3 times, and the first time I watched it, when I watched it the first time, I was like, was that ending supposed to be there? I was like, maybe not. And then I watched it again a second time, and I was like, nope, that ending wasn't supposed to happen. That table broke prematurely. I think she was supposed to be powerbombed onto the table, but again, Alexa Bliss went on ahead and finished the match. I think she did it a little prematurely. I do still think that Alexa Bliss was supposed to win the match, but not at that point in time because it did end a little abruptly. I did a little research and try to go back and try to find the ending of that actual match, and the match ended with Becky Lynch being thrown into a table, not powerbomb, but supposed to be thrown into the table set up in the ring. I don't know if that's 100% accurate. Don't care. But the way the match ended, because everybody on the outside of the ring, even the audience was like, "Yeah," and they went, "Oh," because it ended that quick.
Yeah, it was a very quick ending. I only watched it the one time, but now that you mention it, it was a very quick ending. It was like, bang, that's it. You got a new champion.
Yeah.
And when I first saw that, I was like, like it was that, like you, like, was it supposed to end like that? But I didn't rewatch it, so I didn't really see what you saw. But yeah, now thinking about it, it was very quick and it was very hasty the way that it happened. I think Becky Lynch was supposed to hold on to the ropes and stop the power bomb from happening and then reverse it. But I think she actually let go accidentally and then came down. That's how it finished. So even the referee, now that I remember, the referee was confused in the ring. I'll have to rewatch that, but he was quite confused in the ring as well.
Yes.
So it was a very,
match.
very quick ending. Great match, man. Great match. And the thing about it, right,
match.
both of these ladies are great competitors, you know. Both of them are great competitors. Becky Lynch, fantastic Irish wrestler. She's been wrestling in Ireland for years. You got Alexa Bliss, who's been wrestling the Indies for years. Like these two wrestlers are very good. Alexa Bliss has got so much talent behind the mic and also in the ring. Like there's some stuff that she can build on, but all in all, she's all around a great competitor, you know. Becky Lynch, the same thing. She's got great mic skills. She's got great in-ring skills. I think these two have really boosted the SmackDown women's division to a point. I'm going to get to the women's division in Raw very soon because I've got a very big rant that's going to be happening. That's why I'm a bit calm right now, is because all my energy is going to be used in that rant because I'm sort of pissed. I'm sort of pissed off, to be honest. I am very pissed off. And
Well,
it's going to come
you gotta.
out. It's going to come out because what was that?
Well, the thing is about that whole match though, and her being champion, Alexa Bliss. I think it needed to happen. I think it
It
opens
did.
up a different. It opens up a different doorway as well for every woman superstar on the SmackDown roster now because let's be honest, Becky Lynch is way too dominant as a
Yeah.
competitor versus Alexa Bliss. She looks more beatable than Becky Lynch does. Opponent for everybody on the roster: Nikki Bella,
Yeah.
Carmella. Um, who else is on that roster? Natalie. I mean, I don't know who else is on there that I could care about. So we're just gonna go with and maybe nope, that's it. So I think there might be a couple more right now that I'm probably neglecting. And if they watch this show, they're probably gonna send me a couple of hate messages if they knew who I was. Stay on it.
See, Eva
Um,
Marie's coming back, but I don't know when. I think she'll come back
I,
near the Royal Rumble or February. She's not coming back now.
she does. I don't care. I mean, I'm not a fan. I think her ring ability is garbage. I think her gimmick is garbage.
But
Her as a person,
I've got a funny feeling that they're going to push her as champion. To be honest, the way that
oh,
they have given her movie roles and stuff, there's no doubt in my mind that they're going to do it. It's going to be the worst thing ever, but they will do it. And you
I'd
can
rather
just
Maurice
see
come
that
back.
coming. What's that?
Maurice, I'd rather Maurice come back because Maurice isn't actually a good competitor. That
Mm,
chick isn't.
yeah, I would like to see Maurice take the title. I think that would be great to have Maurice and Miz have both the Intercontinental and the Women's title. Um, but yeah, in the end, SmackDown's really at this point they're really doing a great. They're doing great. Tag teams, man. My goodness, the Wyatts now have the tag titles. Best decision I think they've made for Bray Wyatt, especially giving him a title now. He is so hot right now. Like he's finally gotten to this point now where, and Randy Orton has really helped him in this, gotten to the point now where he is so dominant. Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt with their new move where Bray's got the guy in the Sister Abigail, and Randy Orton comes around and he gets thrown. They get thrown to Randy Orton as bait, man. It's just fantastic. We got new tag team champs. What are your thoughts on this, man? Honestly, I think it's fantastic that we've got Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt on the same side, working together, and this tag team, man. I think they're going to be unstoppable, to be honest.
I'm gonna be honest with you, boss. I'm not a Randy Orton fan. I think he's overrated. I think he's probably one of the most biggest pieces of garbage that could have been dropped whenever they're doing roster cuts.
You might want to
I'm just
bring it
saying
down a
that.
bit more because you. Yeah, there
Oh,
you
I'm sorry, man.
go.
I really, I'm not too keen on Randy, man. I've never been a Randy Orton fan. There's nothing in my mind that he can do to make me a fan of him. Him even teaming with Bray Wyatt makes me want to hate Bray Wyatt. I mean, I
Yeah.
really want to hate the guy, but I really like Bray, but I really hate Randy. And the reason I dislike Randy so much is because of the fact he is a really, really, really not even a genuine person. Off camera, they say he really is, but after all the suspensions he's been through, after all the problems he's been through, I'm just not a fan.
Mm,
And and Bray Wyatt, on the other hand, he's never been suspended. He's never had any bad publicity. He's been a great, outstanding person for the role of a WWE superstar. And if he has been suspended, I don't know about it. Um, and I could just be talking out my yin yang. But again, me personally, as a Bray Wyatt fan, I do believe that Bray Wyatt has been sold short on this deal. Now, if they would have stuck him with Apollo Crews, I would be like, yay. But they stuck him with the Viper,
but see, I
the
don't
guy.
honestly. I don't think he has been sold short, man. I really do believe that this has been great for him as a character, because in a way he's been able to tame the Viper. He's been like Randy Orton is doing everything that Bray tells him to do. You know, he has tamed that Viper. You know, that crazy guy. He has tamed that guy's head. You know, and that's what I like
Yeah.
about this whole storyline is that he's actually been able to tame the Viper when no one else has been able to. Think about it. Randy Orton was in Evolution, right? He
It
was
was
they couldn't control Randy Orton in Evolution. You know, we're not talking about his out of ring experiences, all right? Let's forget about them being outside the ring. Inside the ring, Randy Orton is a phenomenal wrestler. He is. You cannot put that against him. He is a great wrestler. He's been a great wrestler for years. He's finally coming back to the point where he's good again. Not great, good again. And this is the thing. Bray Wyatt is now getting to that point where he's great again. He was great back with the Wyatt family. And now that Randy Orton's joined that, it just brings a whole new dynamic to the Wyatt family in general. Honestly, it does, man. And you can disagree with me on that, but in my eyes, I actually really enjoy seeing what happens with the Wyatt family now. It's because of the fact that it's just such a new dynamic to it, you know.
it's almost like way JBL described it. You had in Japan, you had Stan Lane and crap, what was his name? Wasn't Bob Orton? It was some other guy. I want to say it was the gentleman that was friends with uh Jim Ross. What was his name? Mr.
Jerry
Oklahoma
King
Shooter
Lawler.
himself. No, it was a tag team over there. It was bad. And then you had Brody Lee. I mean, not Brody Lee, but you had I mean, the dynamics are crazy, man. I mean, you have Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, which is right now. I mean, it's sort of like rated RKO. Whenever Edge and Randy Orton were together, I mean, it's almost like that type of dynamic. Or Edge or Undertaker and Kane. I mean, it's almost like that type of powerhouse. I
Yeah.
don't see the tag team titles diminishing at all. I see it going to a place where it can never be coming back from again. And the only way they're going to lose the titles is if someone takes them from them dirty, because they're a heel tag team. They're not a face tag team. And if they're going to turn on face, the only way they could turn on face is having Luke Harper sabotage them somehow. And they turn on Luke Harper and make Luke Harper the bad guy and make them look like good guys. That's the only way I see this happening. And I don't see that happening anytime soon. And it needs to happen soon because they need to be a face tag team at Royal Rumble to defend those tag team titles, in my opinion.
But what? But
Now I could be
why,
wrong.
man? But why? You know, why does the take? Why do? This is the thing I don't understand, right? Why does the team that is holding the title or the individual that is holding the title always have to be a face? This is the thing. AJ Styles, he is a heel, fantastic champion. He's a heel, fantastic champion. Miz, he's a heel, fantastic champion. Why does the tag teams always have to be a face? Why not have the tag team champions as a heel? You've got tag team champions as faces on freaking Raw. Leave that there. For freaking SmackDown, keep it as a face. Get the good teams to come up and prove themselves as better. Like, honestly, do you want to know what I want to see? I want to see Kane and Undertaker come and destroy Bray Wyatt and Orton and take the titles. That's what I want to see. I want to
Not
see
gonna,
the Brothers of Destructions take the titles. Yeah, I
not gonna.
understand that's not going to happen, but that's what I feel should happen. You know, like I want to see the heel team get toppled by a face team even better than that. You know,
Uh,
why
I
can't
totally
they
agree.
hold the titles? You know, why can't they hold the titles? Heel teams have
They
always,
can.
you know, why can't the
You're right.
title? You know what I mean? Why
But think
can't the
about.
title run be good if it's to
Oh, it
face?
could be good.
You know?
Mm, That's not what I'm saying. It could be good as a heel team, but think about this. Think about Raw. Think about SmackDown as a whole right now. Name one
Mm.
face person that's holding a title. Name one.
They're all heels. I get you now.
Um, what?
They're all heels.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
realized that. But I think
Yes.
that's just where I think that's just where the WWE the WWE is at the moment, man. Like, you know what I mean? It's um you got Daniel Bryan is a freaking general manager. He was the biggest underdog of like history in
The
history, you know,
WWE.
of the WWE in history, you know. I think at the moment WWE is in this place where they want the underdogs to really thrive, as you can see with
Shine.
Ellsworth, as you can see with all the other like American Alpha. Um, I got really sunburnt, so my head's a bit sore. But
It's understandable.
yeah, but like to see the underdogs actually come up and prove themselves, um, in my eyes, is a lot more fun than seeing a heel trying to prove himself. You know what I mean? I like to
I,
see. Do you see where I'm coming from, or am I just talking into thin air? Because
I,
honestly, it just
no, no, no. I see where you're coming from, but you got to take in consideration of where you're at too in the WWE universe. I mean, you have on one side of the fence Raw, and the other side of the fence SmackDown. Now, Raw on the
yeah,
other hand has one or two people that have no, they only have one person with a heel. That's the
yeah,
heel holding the title, and then on the other side of the fence, you got everybody that's a heel holding the
mm,
title. You have the Wicked Witch, Alexa Bliss. You have the Eater of Worlds, Braid the Wyatt family, holding the tag team titles hostage, basically.
yeah.
You have the phenomenal AJ Styles, who is the best at what he does. Wait, I just stole that from Chris Jericho. Let me rephrase that. He is the phenomenal one. He is probably the face that runs the place for a long period of time if they let it go the way it should go.
Until
Now,
John Cena comes and destroys him. Honestly,
I,
he will. I think John Cena will win the next fight between AJ Styles and John Cena. Honestly, I will do.
I
I,
don't.
I
I see John Cena going for it and losing, and then what's going to happen? And this is just me talking off the top of my head without any knowledge of what's going to happen. This is my prediction. I believe the Undertaker is going to come back at Royal Rumble. He's going to eliminate Goldberg. He's going to eliminate Lesnar. He is going to win the Royal Rumble as entrant number 23 to 27. I'm not predicting what number, but I think it's going to be one of those numbers. And then he's going to win the Royal Rumble. And then he's going to go into WrestleMania, challenge AJ Styles. Now, at the next pay per view, which is going to be an all SmackDown pay per view, I think it's called No Way Out. Believe that John Cena is going to make his presence known at No Way Out, and he's going to interfere in that match on the behalf of The Undertaker. Now, Undertaker and AJ Styles are going to lock up at WrestleMania, and they're going to have some kind of special referee to hold that match together, and I do believe it will be John Cena. And I think Cena is going to get Undertaker, and he will um, AJ Styles. Now, whoever wins that match is going to be the World Heavyweight Champion, and we both know that's going to be The Undertaker.
yeah.
Now, The Undertaker and John Cena are going to fight not at the next pay per view, but at SummerSlam. That way, give the title a little bit of a leeway with Undertaker holding the title, give the dead man his farewell presence, and also show that they do love the dead man and they will always love the dead man and show him the respect that he deserves. Then John Cena is going to win that title against the dead man at SummerSlam. Then AJ Styles is going to win that title again at where? Royal Rumble 2000. That's my predictions. Now you just get a whole year and a half
I don't know, man. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? We'll have to wait and see. Uh, but I'm very excited about where SmackDown's going, especially with Royal Rumble coming up, and all that. But now let's get to Raw. This is where the rant's gonna be. This is where I'm gonna get a bit heated. This is where you'll probably see my hat come off.
Hold on. I'm out, Boz. Are you going to be ranting in reference to the Sasha Banks Charlotte Flair rivalry? I'm assuming.
100%.
Can I say something to make it not as heated? Charlotte is legitimately injured, so make that part of your knowledge now.
Oh no, I already knew that. I already
Okay.
knew that. Already knew that.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
yeah. I'm just really pissed about something. Um, about a few
They should have
things
done it
actually.
Survivor Series. They should have done before Survivor Series, maybe at the last pay per view, like what was it called, Hell in a Cell, that they should have never let happen to begin with, and they let happen anyway.
I'm very pissed off. Let me just say that, please. I will
Okay.
rant very soon. But first off, man, Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens still are on fire. Two of the best wrestlers I've seen. Like those two are just a great duo. Um, I like the way that they're setting up a Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho match for um, the end of the line. I also like the fact that they have done a Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns match for end of the line. We know who's going to win those matches. I'm really looking forward to that. We've got a new cruiserweight champion, Mr. Rich Swann, which I predicted was going to happen. That happened 2 weeks ago at 205 Live, which I thought was great. I thought that was a great way of actually handing over the title to Rich Swann. I predicted that, Mike, and you cannot say I was wrong with that prediction, mate, because I told you, bro. I told you it wasn't his time yet, and I am right in that. It was guaranteed to happen. We've got a new women's champion, which I will talk about a little bit later, and we still got the same US title stuff. We've got stuff happening between Rusev and Enzo and Cass. We've got stuff happening with the tag team titles. Dude,
I'm,
honestly, Raw is becoming a laughing stock of the WWE universe. Honestly, it's
but
becoming
the best
ridiculous.
stuff. No. The best stuff on Raw right now is between Enzo and Rusev. I don't care what you say, man.
Oh, it's funny. It's fun. No, I'm not talking about Enzo and Cass and Rusev. That stuff is freaking comic gold, man. Like seriously, like he's Enzo. Like is one of the funniest guys I've seen in a long time, man. Especially when he was like, "Oh, I don't think I can do this," and then Enzo like comes in and destroys him in a hotel room. Like it was just comic gold. But what I'm more talking about is what they're doing with the tag team titles at the moment. I think New Day have lost their edge now. It's time for them to let go of the titles. Whether they're giving it to the right team or not is a total another story. I don't know. What are your
I'm gonna
thoughts
be.
of what's happening with Raw at the moment? And then I'm going to go on to my rant. Go.
I'm gonna let you rant. I'm gonna do that. My point on the tag team titles is they're going to let the New Day hold the titles for the same amount of time as Demolition. I do believe that it is a right thing to do. I do believe that is probably the smartest thing to do. I also believe that they're going to probably drop the titles to the wrong tag team. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, I don't see that Gallows and Anderson should be the ones to take over the titles. However, I do believe that there's another tag team on Raw that deserve those titles more so than Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to say their names. I am not going to even repeat their names right now, because I'm disappointed in the way that they're treating that tag team. They're keeping them buried under stupid, stupid feuds that they have no business being in at all. One of them being
I
with
think
a
I
former
think
U.S. champion. Yes, yes, you already know, because that tag team is gold. That tag team
oh
will shine. Tag team is probably the best tag team on the roster, not because of their antics, but because they can go back between face and heel on a giving switch.
oh dude,
Snap of
as
the fingers.
soon and dude, this is another rant, man. I'm gonna go on another rant. This is where I am freaking pissed off, right? With the tag team division of Raw, right? Is that this team who should be the tag team champions, right? Who should take the titles off of the New Day, okay? Have been jobbed out to to lowlifes. They've been jobbed out to other teams. They've just been pushed down, 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 and now they're feuding with. Even though it's hilarious as hell, they're now feuding with a guy who can't speak English properly. You know what I mean? Like it.
He
It.
can. He's actually American. He's
Oh,
actually Samoan.
I know. Like, but I mean the character. Like, honestly, why aren't
Yeah,
they
I get
going for the titles? Like, this is what I'm. Is it because of wellness stuff, which I've never heard of them having problems with that? Is it because of the way that they have acted? No, it's because they're writing these stupid storylines for these two. I'm going to break it. Enzo and Cass should be the next ones to take the freaking title. And if they're not, I'm stopping watching Raw. I've had enough of this pathetic crap of how they're writing this stupid stuff, man. It is ridiculous. I just don't understand
yeah.
it, honestly.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I mean,
It's
I
pathetic.
get how they're trying to keep it, how they're trying to keep it stuff, believable and unbelievable. And Kaz is the pretty much perfect person for Rusev to destroy on a nightly basis. We get that.
Mm.
We understand that. He is like Sami Zayn, which I still don't believe that they're actually doing him justice either. Um,
Well, the longest reigning champions are the New Day now. They have already beaten Demolition's reign.
Rick,
They're actually at 472 plus days now. Which I think Demolition was at 460 or 65. So the New Day are the longest running tag team champions of all time at the moment. But still, at the same time, man, this is just getting to the point where I'm like, why bring Enzo and Cass up when they have got such a great, where they're so over with the crowd, where they're so over with the WWE universe, to have them
especially on,
feuding with this stupid idiot called Rusev? Like, seriously, man. Like, this is what I don't get. Why are they causing this team to split? Like, and that's what I think they're going to be doing. I think they will eventually cause Enzo and Cass to split off. And it's only because Cass is big enough to be in the world title picture, and Mr. McMahon, Vince, loves Cass's look, loves Cass's promos, and he wants to see Cass hold the title because that's the guy
yeah,
Cass wants. Throw Enzo to the side and have Cass go for the title. Bull crap! Get them to go for the freaking tag team titles, man. This is what
well,
I don't get.
the thing about that though is I can see where they would split them now, because they do have
Yeah.
a cruiserweight title division, and Enzo could fit in that cruiserweight title division really easy. Um, I don't see Kaz taking on the role as heavyweight champion ever, because let's face it, he is a new version of Test. Test was never ever heavyweight type title material, and Kaz uses everything that Test used and then some. He is I'm not trying to discredit Kaz in any way, shape, or form. He is a big guy. He does big guy things. Well, let's just call it a fact. A fact. He does not wrestle to the caliber of a world heavyweight champion. Now, Kevin Owens, on the other hand, he's a bigger guy. He still flies off the top ropes. He still goes through the ropes. He can still do things in that ring that makes you go, wow, that's a big dude. And wow, he can still move like a freaking freight train. Kaz is slow and but he's good, but he's slow.
Mm.
And everybody's like, no, man, he's quick. I'm like, really? Come on. Let's call a spade here. Matt Morgan, big guy, slow. Great
Mm.
Khali, big guy,
Slow.
slow. Big
Mm.
Show, big guy, slow. Does that mean that they're not great caliber of world heavyweight champions? All of them, with the exception of Big Show, will never ever be champion. Well, the great
Yeah.
Khali was, but I'm discrediting that because I was a mishap and a hiccup on somebody being drunk one day. But
Mm.
what I mean by that is Kaz will never be champion, in my opinion. Even if he held the title, it's going to be a freaking. It wouldn't even be a year run. It'd be more like 27 days. I give it 30 days, and he'll be injured.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't see him holding that title. I mean, I just can't. I mean, I didn't ever see Test holding that title, and I still don't.
Mm.
But I
Yeah.
think he held it once too, didn't he? Maybe. I think he held the Intercontinental title. I don't think he held the World Heavyweight title.
Who's that? Tess?
Test. Yeah.
He held the
I know he held the
Intercontinental
tags
or
and the
European title or something when the European title was out, but he never got a chance at the world title. And
he
I
got a chance,
just
but
if
never won it.
if they put that title onto, dude, it would just, the whole place will fall apart. And like honestly, we don't want to see. I don't want to see the title go down that sort of path, if you know what I mean. I really want to.
Well,
I really.
the universal title don't mean nothing anyway. I mean, they really can't get no worse than what it is. It was a made up title. It was a given title to Kevin Owens. I mean, it was
Mm,
hand delivered. It was actually hand delivered to Finn Balor, who, in my
mm,
opinion, could have made that title worth something. With that
mm,
being said, and when he became injured, and they did not want to put it on Seth Rollins for him injuring another participant in or another competitor, because that would be his third person he injured. They decided not to put it on him and go the other route and
yeah.
give it to Kevin Owens. And I agree with that 1000% because Kevin Owens is probably the next best person on that roster who can actually elevate that title.
Mm,
Not taking nothing away from Seth Rollins. I think he's a great competitor. I think he's a great wrestler. I think he's a phenomenal athlete. But I do think that he needs to tone it down just a little
mm,
because he's over anxious and he runs spots and he ruins spots and he makes people botch spots because he's too quick. He's like Macho Man Randy Savage on steroids
mm,
because Macho Man would do spots that people didn't even know that he was going to do, but he would tell people that, hey, I'm going to do it.
yeah.
And they're like, why are you going to? Okay. I mean,
We're
it's
gonna
like,
we're gonna do, we're gonna do it this way. But
everybody's
I,
like,
I absolutely agree with you with that, man. Is that in real life fact, um, it's very hard to. I wouldn't say it's hard to emulate, but it's hard to understand uh why they would even think about doing that split. You know, because honestly, you bring that amazing tag team in. Why not give them a chance? You know, they never got a chance on NXT. They never held the title. Give them the title on freaking Raw, man. Because, like, honestly, if they were to hold the title on Raw, the tag team division would then keep at that height. I think putting it to a team that is, but New Day, man, no one's going to be able to beat the New Day's record again. Like that record, that has been like that record has been amazing, and understandably, they honestly, even if you don't like them, you cannot go against them being the best tag team that we've seen for a long time. Um, Especially holding those titles. Uh,
But I
Enzo and
disagree with what
Cass.
you said. If they do get that title, it won't hold it up there anymore. What I would like to see is them being transferred over to SmackDown and actually winning that actual tag team title, because that tag team title aren't as prestigious as the Raw tag team titles, in my opinion.
Yeah, but at the
And if they
same,
can,
where are they going to go, man? Where are they going to go after this, man? Because as soon as the New Day loses that title is worthless again. You know,
it ain't worthless. I
there's
mean,
no team, honestly, unless you can come up with something, unless unless AJ Styles, right, and Mr. Kevin Owens do a swap, the Universal title goes over to SmackDown and the WWE title goes over to Raw, and then the club take that title, then I would say it would stay at that height. But until then, there's no ramification. The club is made up of 3 people. Well, a lot of people, but honestly, or they could do it this way, right? They could do it this way. Royal Rumble comes along. Keep the titles on the New Day, okay? Up until the next Raw pay-per-view after the Royal Rumble, all right? Royal Rumble comes along. Kevin Owens is in a match against Chris Jericho, okay? Chris Jericho wins the title belt. Finn Balor all of a sudden pops up out of nowhere wearing the club uniform, comes out and destroys Chris Jericho, setting up a match for the next pay-per-view. The next pay-per-view, no, he comes out as the Demon, destroys Chris Jericho and wants his title back, right? Gets to the next pay-per-view, and we're in a match between Chris Jericho and Finn Balor. All of a sudden, you hear club's music come out, and we've got Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson come out, and they help the true leader of the club, the founding member of the club, win the title. That same night, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows win the tag team titles. Going into WrestleMania, you've got the strongest club in all wrestling, one of the biggest clubs in all wrestling history, come out and defend their titles at WrestleMania, to then stand on the biggest stage of them all, holding all 3 titles. I think
I like where you're going with that, but I'm gonna stop you short real quick before you go into too much detail on that one. What if this Sunday coming up that Finn Balor shows up on the ramp during the New Day versus Gallows Anderson match, and all you hear is Balor's music, dunna dunna, and then all of a sudden Gallows and Anderson look towards the entrance ramp and they give, like, start giving him down the road, like, you don't belong here and all this stuff, and it turns on the New Day, and the New Day try to roll him up to the win, and all of a sudden Finn Balor runs down into the ring and stops, and then he turns his back to the ring, and it says the club, and then he just decks Xavier Woods, and then and then that's all he does. He just decks Xavier Woods, because then Kofi Kingston is going to turn his attention towards what just happened, and then boom, Magic Killer, 1, 2, 3, new tag team champions.
See,
that's what I think will happen.
Honestly, I think the only way they're going to keep the prestigiousness of that WWE title after it's given to the club is to have the club reform. And not just with AJ Styles, but with Finn Balor. And to have the club hold every single big title in the WWE. Have Nakamura come over to Raw and grab the Universal title, the US title off of Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble or at Roadblock or something, like at the next pay-per-view. Have Nakamura take the US title, then at WrestleMania have Nakamura Anderson, Gallows, Finn Balor, and AJ Styles standing there with the titles as they run WWE as a faction.
Yes, that would be amazing. But you got to take in consideration is this too. Who else could hold the Intercontinental title? I know a man who is looking to come to the U.S. and actually make a name for himself. However, he's already here, but WWE don't want to offer the man the money, and they should. And that man is none other than the Panama City Beach bad boy himself, Adam Cole, baby.
And he's part of the club as well, which
Yeah,
in reconcile would be the best thing that WWE could do, because as soon as they put the club in charge of WWE, the
game
WWE will
over.
skyrocket. That's it. That's it. No one would be able to beat the WWE in ratings. 100% people would be glued to their screen. Have
And
Cole and
even put
AJ
the Young Bucks.
Styles. Dude,
And
they
put the
could
Young
do
Bucks.
they could do have the dude, they could have Anderson, Gallows with the titles on Raw. They could have Finn Balor with the Universal title on Raw. They could have Mr. Nakamura with the US title on Raw. They could have freaking AJ Styles, Cole, and the Young Bucks holding every single prestigious title on SmackDown, and then every full brand pay-per-view, we see the club become victorious, man. That would be awesome storyline. Will it happen? Probably not. Do I want it to happen? Hell yes. I would love that to happen, man. WrestleMania, have the club just hold up every single title. That would be insane. And it would just be like an absolute, it would be like the WCW invasion, but 100 times better. Like, it would be the club invasion. Like, it would, oh man, that would be insane, dude. That would be insane.
Yes.
Anyway, let's get off of the club. Let's get off of the title picture. Let's get into the thing that has really ticked me off.
And I'll let you go on your rant, man.
I've looked at WWE and I thought, why the fudgesticle sticks are you doing it this way? All right. Let me go back a few months where it was before Hell in a Cell, and we had Sasha Banks versus Charlotte for the Women's Championship. Sasha Banks won it and then went into SummerSlam and lost the title because of injury. You then come up to a few weeks before Hell in a Cell, Sasha Banks wins the title again, to then lose it at Hell in a Cell. We were like, okay, that's fun. Maybe it's not time for Sasha Banks to be holding the belt yet and to be having a run. Maybe there's something going on here. All right. Bayley, after Survivor Series, it looked like Bayley was going to be the next one in line for the title. Then Monday happened. And I'm sitting there going, okay, they're having a rematch. This is it. Sasha Banks isn't going to hold the title. Then it was a double counter. I was like, that's weird. Why would they finish it that way? Mick Foley comes out. I threw my remote across the room, hit a vase, and it went and smashed on the floor, okay? Reason being, now let me just say this. Reason being, I love Sasha Banks as champion. Why the fuck pull it off of Hell in a Cell? Why? Why do that for her to win the title back in freaking a month and a half? You are stressing me out fully because I do not understand your mental capacity. I understand Charlotte is injured. I understand that. Why? And I'm sorry I swore just then, but why? Oh, why? Oh, why? Vince McMahon, why? Why do this to us again and put the title back on Sasha Banks after she just lost it at Hell in a Cell, and you're doing a merry-go-round storyline here. Is it so that they can set up for a match between Charlotte and Sasha Banks at the end of the line? And if they do this the way that I think they're going to do this, then I will have a bit of an understanding and a bit of grace. But if they do it in a way where I hope they don't do it, then I will be genuinely pissed. Is that the right word? I can't say the words at the moment, but I'll be really, really ticked off. If they do it the way I want them to do it, then it's going to be great. If they do it the way that I don't want them to do it, then I'm literally going to cancel my WWE membership. I 110%, the WWE network will be getting turned off because I've had enough of the way that they are running the women's title at the moment. It has been horrendous. Why take it off of Sasha Banks to then put it back onto her shoulders 4 weeks later at Raw at that, like why take it away from Sasha Banks in her hometown and then do the same thing to Charlotte in her hometown only 2 weeks ago? Like we're gonna have a debacle here, all right? So this is what I hope is going to happen. Sasha Banks is going to be the first woman ever to topple the Queen Bee at a pay-per-view, and that's going to be on the 18th of December. But if they give the belt back to Sasha, even though she is injured, or Charlotte, even though she is injured, I'm done. There will be no more anything. Nothing. I will be done. Because of the fact that they have done it too many times. I've been contemplating it. What the flip are they thinking? Like, seriously, what are they thinking? Because they should have kept the title on Sasha at Hell in a Cell if they were going to do this. Like they should have.
This match that's coming up on December 18th.
But that's enough of my rant. That's enough of my rant.
Okay.
That's enough. You can go, Mike. Go ahead, man. And sorry I swore. I shouldn't have sworn. This is live
you're
as
fine,
we know it. Usually I'd be able to edit this bloody thing.
Channel. It's your channel, bro, so it's all good. Now,
I didn't mean to swear.
Oh, you're fine, bro. The thing is, they pushed up their WrestleMania title match for an Iron Woman match to this Sunday because I do believe this is where Charlotte goes and has her surgery on her leg and shoulder. Because she can't go no more. You can see her wincing in pain 2 weeks ago when she wrestled Charlotte. I mean, when she wrestled Sasha for that double count out, she raised both arms, but she winced in pain, and I was like, she is not 100%. And then
no, she's not at all.
At all. And at the end of that match, you could tell that when she walked away, that she held the back of her neck and her arm, and her leg started limping a little. And I was like, "Ooh, something's wrong with her leg." I didn't notice that. And then Dana, is trying to take a lot of the blunt trauma from Charlotte from getting hurt because they're using her as a tackling dummy right now, which is a good thing. But I think at this match coming up this Sunday, being an Iron Woman match, they're talking about being 30 to 60 minutes. I think they're going to knock it down to 30 minutes because Sasha, for an hour. If she goes for an hour, I see her actually winning the title bout. If they keep it for 30 minutes, I see her only. Well, everybody knows what's wrong with her, and that it will be known.
If they do it for an hour, this Iron Woman match or whatever, they have destroyed the women's championship on Raw. They have destroyed it. Because honestly, why put one of your best women's a women's competitors, right? Two of your best women's competitors into a war like this. You know, I understand. I understand if Sasha won it at SummerSlam and then lost it at Hell in a Cell and then won it back at another pay per view. But for her to win it on a Monday Night Raw and then lose it at the next pay per view, that to me is just putting her to a point where she has to win this match on Sunday. Has to win this match on Sunday week. Otherwise, her run as champion is flawed, 100% flawed, and that's the problem I'm seeing. Like, it's sad to
because
say, but Sasha's championship reigns so far have been flawed because she hasn't been able to win at the main show of shows, you know? And this is the problem.
I agree.
Like, this is the problem I'm seeing is that they are actually making a laughing stock of Charlotte because people are now going to go into Roadblock thinking, or Sasha, thinking that Charlotte is going to win. You know? It is very, very sad to see Sasha being put like this, put over like this, you know? Because her title reigns are being seen as
Weak.
garbage, man. Like she's being seen as a weak champion, and that to me isn't what you should be doing, especially to one of the best female wrestlers I've seen in a very long time. You know, like um, her and Charlotte, and Charlotte and Bailey and Becky Lynch are four of the best women's wrestlers I've seen in a very long time. You know,
The
they're the
four
four
horsewomen.
horsewomen. You know, they're the four horsewomen. It will suck if we have to go through another title change to Charlotte again. That will suck. Not
I
because
agree.
I love Charlotte as a wrestler. I love the storyline she's been on. I love her as a heel. She's a great heel. She's one of the best uh, heel female wrestlers of all time. She is fantastic. She's just like her dad, Ric Flair. Woo! You know, um, but not
It's
only
wonderful,
is
baby.
it not only is it making not only is it making uh I'm just thinking not only is it making not only is it making Sasha look like a weak champion, but it's making Charlotte look like
A bully.
it really is. Honestly, it is. It and even though like Charlotte as a heel is fantastic, but even though that's happening, I really do not see Sasha as a strong champion yet until she can beat Charlotte at a pay per view. If she can win this
I
pay
agree.
per view on next Sunday, then okay, they're riding behind Sasha. Is it for the wrong reasons? Probably. It's probably only because Charlotte's going out with injury. Will she lose the title at Royal Rumble? I think she will, and I think it will be up against Bailey, and I think Bailey will go into WrestleMania as the women's champion. Honestly, um, will we see a return of Charlotte before SummerSlam? Yes, we will. I think we will see a Charlotte return at WrestleMania. I just
But not in
want to see I just want to see Sasha take the title and actually win the title next Sunday and not lose it again to Charlotte because then that will make Sasha an absolute joke, honestly. Because the when she's a three-time women's champion, but every single time she's only held that belt 2 weeks, and then she's lost in the next pay per view. So they need to keep that title on her for her to become an esteemed champion, which I know she will be. Charlotte is now at 3 championship runs. Sasha is now at 3 championship runs. 3. She's at 3. 3.
And Charlotte's at 4 then.
No, Charlotte's at 3. Charlotte's at 3 as well. Because she won off Nikki Bella. Lost it to Sasha, won it back off Sasha at SummerSlam. Lost it to Sasha again, won it back off Sasha at Hell in a Cell, and then lost it to Sasha again 2 weeks ago. If Charlotte wins this coming Sunday, she will be a 4-time champion. If she loses, she'll still just be a 3-time champion. That's what I hope to see. Other than that, Raw has been going okay. This show, sorry I went on such a rant.
You're good, man.
And
You're
I
totally
swore
good.
and I cursed. I'm just really frustrated at where they're taking the women's title on Raw, especially with such a great competitor as Sasha Banks. She is legit boss, but she's looking like the legit goose at the moment, and that's the problem.
I totally agree with that statement. I hate to steal another line from JBL on this, but if you're gonna make a woman look good, make her look good in her own hometown.
Mm.
He said that about not here recently. It's been on SmackDown a long time ago. Whenever he was one of the commentators once again, and I'm a huge fan and always will be a huge fan of JBL in and outside of the ring. He is a great color commentator.
Great.
And I know
Fantastic.
I agree, he's great. I'm not a big fan of um, David Otunga, and I'm not a huge fan of Byron Saxton. I do think Byron is good for what he is, and I think David Otunga should be more suitable for either NXT or 205. However, the new 205 branding, because we ain't even talked about that yet. I'm gonna speak on that for a second. Austin freaking Aries, the greatest man that ever lived, who is awesome, is now resident color commentator on 205. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I think that's
Holy crap.
I don't know what you think about that, but for me, I think that's great.
Ow.
I think that's great. He is fantastic on the mic, man. And for him to be commentating like that, it's fantastic. I really love his commentating. He's great. He's great as a color commentator, you know. He's really putting... Nah.
Oh, dude, he told TJP, he said, well, I know you're sitting down there at that end when you should be sitting down here by the great one. And let me ask you a question. How do you feel whenever you walked backstage and asked Rich Swann that it was just luck that won him that title last night on Raw? How do you think it made him feel? Well, I don't want to... TJ Perkins says, well, I don't want to just... We're not here to talk trash about Rich Swann right now. We're here to watch the man of greatness. He said, oh, I wasn't talking trash about Rich Swann. I was talking trash about you. I was like, good God.
So good.
Man. I was like,
so good.
Oh God, I want to see this fight right now. Let's get it on. Because Austin Aries has said, I'll get in that ring when I want to get in that ring and win that cruiserweight title. And the only thing I can picture myself now is, when is Austin Aries going to win the cruiserweight title? Is this a thing that's going to happen? And if so,
I would love, honestly, Austin Aries as the flippin' cruiserweight title, as the cruiserweight champion, will bring back his X Division days, man. And him in the X Division was phenomenal. Like, seriously, he was one of the best X Division champions. If you're watching this now and you do not know what the X Division is, you better go and check out TNA, because the matches on there were just insane. But yeah, I'm very confused about NXT at the moment. Joe winning the title at Takeover, but then losing the title just this coming Saturday to Nakamura. We also had on the 28th of November, we had Australians' own Reawakening. We saw a new champion be crowned, who was Logan Gray, one of the best wrestlers I've seen in the Australian wrestling circuit at this time. Um, he has been only wrestling for the last year, and he is already the EPW champion. Um, Phenomenal wrestler. If you want to check out his wrestling reawakening and see how he won the title, I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone, but they've got the video on Vimeo at the moment, and I'll leave a link to that in the description below. But man, that whole event was great. You definitely have to watch it, Mike. It was a fantastic pay-per-view for sure.
Definitely check it out,
And
sir.
TNA, we still have the broken Matt Hardy and the broken Jeff Hardy. Those two are the only reason I watch TNA stuff. As soon as they leave TNA to come to WWE, that will be it. TNA will be off my watching list. I thought I was going to like DCC, but it's just like, I don't know. I'm a bit disappointed in the direction they've taken with DCC. Even though they're fantastic wrestlers, I really have lost my interest in that. But other than that, wrestling has been pretty good the last few weeks. And now I'm going to let the one and only Mike from Unboxing Bros take us out and let us know what he thought about the rest of the products in wrestling this week. Honestly,
I
I
got a
didn't
couple of
watch much wrestling the last 2 weeks because of illness and because of other things that have been going on. But dude, take it away and let us know what you thought.
Okay. Well, first
I'm
of
going to
all,
go and get a drink.
go do your thing. First of all, next Saturday, or actually this Saturday, is CZW's grand finale of the year, Cage of Death. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I will say Leo Rush is back. I'm waiting, waiting. Yeah, Leo Rush is back. That's all I need to say about Cage of Death. If you don't know who Leo Rush is and you're not familiar with the name, he's been in Ring of Honor, he's been in CZW, he's been in Evolve, he's been in several other promotions around the East Coast. Go check out the man's repertoire and go look at his resume. He is amazing, hands down one of the best rising superstars in the indie circuit today. Leo Rush, everyone, check him out. And he will be at Cage of Death at CZW's grand finale. And I want to say it's going to be in New Jersey this year. If I'm wrong, please don't sue me. I'm just a messenger. I haven't actually checked out the whole card. All I know is that Leo Rush is appearing at Cage of Death. With that being said, also on the same token as grand finales of this year in wrestling sports. Down here we had the NWA Gulf Coast, which is in Pensacola, Florida. Down here close to the Gulf Coast of Alabama and Pensacola and Biloxi and New Orleans, which is where Wildcat Promotions is held, with the Luke Hawks, or Altabori Luke from XPW days, Luke Hawks. He's gotten bigger and badder, and he is a foul mouthed little Southern boy. He does not like AJ Styles. He had a couple of choice words for him whenever he broke the guy's neck in Japan last year. He's had a couple of words for Booker T for defending AJ Styles. And I love the way the promotions have actually intercrossed between. And I think that this promotion wars this month alone will end the war of all wars. Go check them out. Go see Luke Hawk some love. Um, Go look at the NWA Gulf Coast lineup. Again, these are all just things that are indie promoted, and I'm just a big fan of. And if you want to go back and look at some of their older products, you can find them on highspots.com. You can go to Wildcat Promotions, and you can also go to CZUW Wrestling or czwrestling.com. And it will instruct you on how to purchase some of their videos as well from highspots.com. I should be a great merchandise man. Why haven't I been hired? But anyway, getting on to good stuff. The products in wrestling as a whole right now, WWE by far leaps and bounds is number one with SmackDown. Actually, I take that back. Number one with NXT and the way that they've held the Nakamura Joe situation, because Joe will be promoted supposedly between now and January. I don't see him being a surprise entrant into the Royal Rumble as of yet, but that is lately to be determined by his actions following what happens this coming up on NXT. I don't know the rumors. I haven't seen the spoilers. I don't want to know. I'm going to watch tonight whenever me and Bozzy get done here, and I will in tune make my decision on what I think they're going to do with him there. Um, Now, the whole take on the 205 situation with Austin Aries is phenomenal. If they would let that man wrestle and be color commentator at the same time, like they should, what they did with the Macho Man back in the early 90s, oh my God, the roof will shatter because the glass ceiling will be broken, baby. I'm just going to say that now. Because that man right there with that silver tongue and that freaking gold in ring mentality, there will be no man, repeat that, no man who can stop the A double train. The great one has arrived in WWE, and he will not be outshined or outclassed by anyone, because that is the greatest man alive. Hell, last
He's
night at the
amazing. He's
205,
amazing on the. He's
he is.
amazing in and out of the ring, man. He's insane.
Oh my
And
God.
and
And
that's the thing. That's the thing with WWE. They've picked really well with Aries, with AJ Styles, with Joe. Like they have picked
Rude.
really well. I think Austin. I think Austin Aries as color commentator and going into the cruiserweight title picture, fantastic. I think
I
um, I think with Rude, they should put the title on Rude um, as soon as possible. I think with because it's Rude versus Nakamura at um,
take
Takeover
over.
before the Royal Rumble. I think Joe is going to actually make an appearance at the next WWE pay per view, or he will make an appearance at the Monday Night Raw, the first Monday Night Raw of 2017. I think it's going to be before Royal Rumble, and I've got a good feeling that Joe will be one of the last four in the ring for the Royal Rumble, if not the winner. Um, I really do see Joe gonna be escalated in the WWE and I think that's going to be on SmackDown, not Raw. I think it will be SmackDown will pick him up. Um,
And I agree with that because of the fact that that's where Tyson Kidd will supposedly come back on is SmackDown, and that'll give Joe and Tyson Kidd an actual feud to go on, because he did break his neck on a dark match on Raw, and
mm,
me personally think that would cement that feud, and it would also make that rivalry legit, and it would make it look good for Joe and
mm,
Tyson Kidd to continue on the way they have. And
yeah,
if not, if put him back on, if you put him on Raw and have Tyson Kidd debut on SmackDown, it kind of makes it seem like they have animosity and heat towards one another, which there probably is a little. But if you put them in the ring together, they have to squash that beef because they got to be professional.
yeah, that's it.
Um,
100%, bro. And
and,
I absolutely believe you on that. Um,
and and I really want the best for both of them. I think Tyson Kidd, T.J. Wilson is probably one of the best in ring performers at putting people over. Um, because he did, by all means, put over everyone in the NXT universe. He put over Neville. He
yeah,
put over everyone while he was there. and he loved his job there. He loved it. And then they promoted him to Raw with the likes of Cesaro. And at first, I didn't buy it, man. And then after they came to the ring together in their same type of gear, they came together wearing their headphone gear and their towels around their necks, and both of them had hoodies on. A tag team that could get behind, like an underdog tag team, and they were phenomenal together.
They
And
were
they were
great,
racking up
man.
championship. Yes, and they were racking up wins like boom, boom, boom. It
Dude,
reminded
they
me
they
of
would have been they would have been a great tag team, a great champion. Like they would have been great to take over the champions off of New Day, and I think that was the direction they were going in until Tyson Kidd got the injury. Um, well, I don't think they'll go that direction again, which is sort of sad because um, they were such a great. Uh, there was such a great connection there, but now Cesaro and Sheamus have got such a great connection now that there's um, not really any use for Kid in that sort of tag team title picture. What I want to see them do with Kid is put him into the cruiserweight division, and I want to see Kid take the title and go up against Austin
also
Aries. Honestly, like that would be phenomenal. I think that would be the best wrestling I've seen in a long time. Um, we've got a lot coming up in the next couple of weeks. We have got Roadblock or the End of the Line, which is next Sunday. So not this Sunday coming, but next Sunday. So we're going to be doing a predictions video for that. We're going to be doing a review video for that. You're going to be putting up your title for that. We're also going to be doing This Week in Wrestling. And we may be jumping onto another podcast as well, which is going to be quite exciting, hopefully. Um, Anything you want to say before you wrap up the show?
yes, I do. As everyone knows, I've been going through some things. I have boxes here to unbox. I still haven't unboxed my band box from November. Me and Steve both haven't. I hope he hasn't. Put it that way, jerk. Now I'm playing. He's my brother in crime. He is my partner in love. Wait, let me rephrase that. He is my brother in no, no, that still doesn't sound right. Anyway, he knows who he is. He is my partner forever, my heterosexual life mate. That is Steve.
They're not
Love
gay,
it.
okay? They're not gay.
Not gay. Well, we're gay, but just not for each other. We're always happy. Um, but but anyway, the funny thing about it is, it's been because of me. We haven't been doing unboxing videos, and with that being said, is I plan on doing more unboxing videos. I plan on and doing the greatest things I can for you people. Um, Steve, Boz, Pop Culture Junkie, couple of other people have wanting to, and I still want to do this because it is Christmas, and I am a bah humbug. I hate Christmas, but I do want to do a secret Santa, people. Please, 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 if y'all are interested in this, get with us and let us know. Did I say let it
I'm
snow?
down.
No, no. I know you're down. I'm down. Steve's down. Pop culture's down. Um, the thing is, the way I want this to happen, if anybody chooses our name, pick one of us, not both of us, because I understand that's a lot of money you have to do for us together. But us, me and Steve, want to do it for whoever, and it's going to be both of us together working as a unit to make your life a little bit easier, because that's what we do at the Unboxing Bros channel. And Pop Culture Junkie, I love you, sir. I haven't forgot about you. I know Steve hasn't forgot about you. Your box you sent us was amazing. I still love my ectoplasm. That goop is amazing. It changed my life. It's like the Bible. Wait, did I say that was like the Bible? Anyway, forget about that. Um, it's we're gonna be back. We're gonna be better than ever. And I've just basically taken over Bozzy's channel, and I'm sorry for that, Bozzy. I apologize. But come check us out at our channel. He has the link in the description below. And if
The
you, as
link is in
always, if
the
you
description.
Yes, and if you always want to subscribe to Bozzy for more content, which you should, and if you don't, guess what you're doing? Tell them, Bozzy.
You're not smiling.
Or that, but you're not doing life right either. So you're doing life
No, you're
wrong,
not.
and you need to
Guys,
do like
that is this week in wrestling. Now, I have been thinking I haven't been uploading a lot. I've lost quite a few subscribers over the last few days, and I am going to sort of be while talking to Mike about this, but I haven't spoken to you yet. But I was thinking we should actually do daily videos. Not in a way which you think. I mean, I'm going to be vlogging daily, hopefully starting next week, where just my normal life. And then once a week, we'll do wrestling, or 3 times a week, we'll do wrestling stuff. But this channel will be more of like a daily vlog, wrestling channel. I'll give more of an update a little bit later on, maybe next week. I've just had to sort things out with cameras and stuff like that. But it seems like things may be getting a bit busier for me. But guys, that's it from us. Dude, subscribe to this guy right here who's underneath. Like, you can't see him right now, but subscribe to him. He is one of the best guys I've met on the net so far. He is really a brother to me, man. And like, dude, got my full support with everything you do. We will hopefully be on a podcast very, very soon. So in the links below, you've got Unboxing Bros, the YouTube channel. Give them a sub, get them to 300 subscribers. I'm nearing 150. I would love to get to 150 by the end of the year. That would be like a really good thing for me, an accomplishment for me, especially when last year, by this time, I only had 4 subscribers. So it would be a great accomplishment if I could get to 150. If not, that's fine. Anyway, guys, that's enough of me rambling. Like always, subscribe for more content. Twitter and Instagram links are all in the description. And don't forget, guys, like always, keep smiling because you guys are so worth it. All right.
yes, you are.